I fought the record company and I fought the producers. Let's. What's up, everybody out there? Thank you so much for clicking the thumbnail and joining me, you new viewers, you returning viewers, and you subscribers. Let's get right into it, shall we? We're talking about R&B diva, Datrah Hicks over here. And listen, the lady, she just doesn't sing. This lady sings. I mean, she has some pipes on her. And if you follow Datrah Hicks' career, if you know anything about her, then you already know her from the Tyler Perry plays and so on and so forth. And it is what it is. However, I remember Datrah Hicks when she released her debut album in 1989 with two hit songs, Sweet Talk and You Make Me Want to Give It Up. I love them. I play them right now today. I do. I'm pretty sure I have played them probably sometime last week. It's just how much I like those songs. Anywho, this is my first time actually listening to the entire album. Yes, I just finished listening to the entire album, and she worked with some heavyweights, all right, in the music industry at the time. She worked with naradamichaelwalden. We're familiar with him. He had, a string of hits for divas, R&B divas such as Aretha Franklin and Whitney Houston. She also worked with a guy by the name of Nick Martinelli. He is known for working with Loose Ends, as well as Regina Belle. I remember his name showing up in some of her album credits, as well as Stephanie Mills. So he's definitely has been a major player. And I think Nick Martinelli had been around even as early as the 80s. Now, there's some things that occurred with his career, if I'm not mistaken, is what it is. But however, he's not producing any longer, from my understanding. He's no longer a producer. Whatever happened, and now he's no longer a producer in the industry. It is what it is. All right, so let's talk about this album. And I'm going down song by song. And unfortunately, I'm sorry, you guys, this is going to probably be a short video, and I'm sorry. As much as I like Datrah Hicks, I'm here to tell you, listening to this album for the first time, and I know what some are going to say, hey, it's of the time. And if it is of the time, if we're talking about the year 2023 now, and I'm listening to an album that was back in 1989 when it was released, the first thing that I hear is that I hear a lady who has a phenomenal voice, a big voice. I mean, she, as I said, the lady sings. I mean, she definitely, is a singer. And she can just pretty much stand toe-to-toe with some major R&B divas out there. The album, unfortunately, I'm sorry, I was just like, are you kidding me? I mean, there's just, it didn't have, with the producers that she worked with, naradamichaelwalden, Nick Martinelli. Oh, she also worked with the guy by the name of John Benitez. If I'm not mistaken, I think this guy, he is known for working with people like the Pointer Sisters. I think he also worked with Michael Jackson. He worked with Madonna. Madonna in her earlier part of her career, as well as Whitney Houston. So that's why I'm just scratching my head when I listen to this album, and I'm saying, like, what were they thinking? That's why I say it definitely had to be a recording the recording company, Capitol Records, you guys dropped the ball with this diva. You dropped the ball with Dietra Hicks. Now let's talk about the first single, Sweet Talk. So let me look at my notes. Sorry, I got notes. So the album version of Sweet Talk. I mean, the only thing that saved the song was her vocals. You know, when I was listening to the song, a person such as myself, I would have been very disappointed to hear the album, hear the release single, the remix or the extended version of Sweet Talk, and then to purchase the album and hear the song Sweet Talk. I definitely would have been disappointed and said to myself, like, how dare you? You know what I'm saying? Now, it could be that they remixed the single Sweet Talk, and then it was also placed on the album. You know, that's what I want to believe. You know, but sometimes, you know, back then, you know, they'll remix the single and release it as a single, but the album track is totally different. Oh my gosh. And then I'm so disappointed to know that it was a naradamichaelwalden production. Now, for you Whitney Houston fans out there, and for those of you who are a fan of the Dietra Hicks song, Sweet Talk, you probably are going to agree with me when I say this was definitely a song that I could see an R&B diva singing it herself, and that is Whitney Houston. If you listen to this song, you definitely get the Whitney Houston type vibe that's trying to just really ooze out of this song. And the chops are already there with Dietra Hicks, but it's like something is missing. And then I think the record company also understood, like, wait a minute, if this is going to be a single, we definitely are going to have to make this song a huge production. And that's exactly what happened. And they definitely reaped the rewards from this single by remixing it, because it's just not working on the album. I'm sorry. I know that people are like, oh, come on, give. I'm not even going to talk about give the diva a break. Dietra Hicks, we know what she can do. This here is definitely a record company issue. Another thing that I'm finding about this album that I was like, I don't know. You Make Me Want to Give It Up is a typical ballad of the time, 1989. You know, that slow ballad, you know, that, you know, it builds up, and then you get that dramatic type of ending, you know, after the you know, the bridge comes in, and then you get that dramatic ending. You know, that's very much what this song is, a very you know, nice slow song, you know, a song that I like. And another thing that I liked about this song and songs during that time, you know how they have that rap in the middle of the song where it's the artist that's doing the rap or doing the talking in the middle of the song, and you kind of go like, oh wow, I remember when songs used to have that breakdown rap in it. You know, now that I think about it, I wonder who was the first artist to do that. Notice what I'm saying, not incorporate rap into the songs. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about, I give you a prime example. Who would Tina Marie's Ooh La La La, when she does her talk in the middle of the song. This song by Dietra Hicks, You Make Me Want to Give It Up, when she does her rap version in this song. Who else is another one? I can't think of too many more, but there was a lot of songs. Just out of the top of my head, A'ngela Winbush, on her album, The Real Thing, she has a song on there called Thank You, Love. She does a rap, you know, in the middle of the song. And it just seemed like it was kind of typical of that time to see R&B divas, you know, do that little rap thing in the midst of it. Nothing really serious, but, you know, it's just like, okay, instead of singing this, we're going to rap it out or talk it out. So I like that. It was kind of nostalgia for me. Sorry, you guys. Anywho, but Um, the next song, Something About You. Again, what happens now with this album, after You Make Me Want to Give It Up, after I've heard Sweet Talk on the radio, and I know what I'm about to get on the album, but it doesn't happen on the album for Sweet Talk. But after You Make Me Want to Give It Up, you go, really? Naradamichaelwalden, Nick Martinelli, John Benitez, are you serious? Like, is this what you're doing with this diva? I mean, are you guys really and truly serious about what you're doing? And the only thing that I can think of when it comes to this album is that either one or two things happen. The record company goes in and whatever they present to the record company was like, oh no, we don't want it to sound like this. We want to water it down, middle of the road type songs. We're trying to cross her over, into into the mainstream. That's, I guess, what they're trying to do. And these songs are just not hitting it. It's like you have the voice, but the production is definitely not there. It's the production for me. Like, the entire album is lifeless. Like, there's no life. And a diva such as Deidre Hicks sounds like she's trying her best to just wail in these songs or do her best, because again, she's doing it, and I'm listening to it like, is it her or is it the song? Like, literally, is it the song? I'm not quite sure if it's even the song. I think it's just a production. Like, Naradamichaelwalden, you guys, Nick Martinelli, John Benitez, like, you guys did not hook this sister up at all when it came to production. You didn't. You listen, go out there and listen to everybody else's song, and you know exactly what I'm saying. And if you don't believe me, when you listen to Sweet Talk, I'm talking about that big, huge production of Sweet Talk is what the songs on this album is missing. They're missing like that hit. I want to feel the power, not only in the voice, but I want to feel the power in the instrumentation, with the musician, with the production, with the producers. And I know these guys can do it. They just didn't do it for her. And I don't know why. I don't know why. And I know some of you guys are probably saying, like, cut the album a break. Maybe it's of the era. However, there are some songs on the album that I will say I like. There's a track on it called Until Forever. It's a typical movie soundtrack, theme to a movie soundtrack. That I like. The song is very much worth listening to. I'm trying to remember what the name of the song. Everybody's All American is the name of the movie, and the song is called Until Forever. I like that song on the album. There's another song on the album called If My Heart Could Lie. I like it. It's definitely a Dionne Warwick kind of song. And when I was listening to it, I was like, this sounds so much like Dionne Warwick. As a matter of fact, I'm not even for sure who wrote that song. What's the name of the If My Heart Could Lie? No, I don't recall. Maybe some of these guys have wrote for Dionne Warwick. Ron and Rick Kieber. I'll see if they wrote anything for Dionne Warwick, but it definitely is a Dionne Warwick song. And then we have a song on there called Wait. And Wait, oh my gosh, it sounds like Debbie Gibson. If you guys remember Debbie Gibson, I think she goes by Deborah now. She was like a kid star back in the day, Debbie Gibson. And it sounded like they thought Debbie Gibson. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, no. Okay. Then there's a song on there called One Touch. It sounds okay, and I would listen to it. and another song on there called Everything I Feel. So the songs on there, I like 5 songs. Sweet Talk, You Make Me Want to Give It Up, Until Forever, If My Heart Could Lie, One Touch, and Everything I Feel are worth listening to. That they really are in this day and time. I still think that Hicks is definitely a diva. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I think Dionne Hicks is definitely a diva worth listening to. I still say go out and listen to the album. You know, I'm a huge fan of Dionne Hicks. I am. I talk about her in these songs all the time. It's just this time I'm listening to the album for the first time. And I'm also taking under consideration of the fact that, you know, I'm listening to it now versus then, you know, in 1989. But I still feel the same way definitely about Sweet Talk. I like the Sweet Talk, the one that's already in the video version of Sweet Talk. I definitely don't like the album version of Sweet Talk. But anyway, it is what it is. So if you made it to this part of the video, then I think it's only appropriate for me to say, hey, hang out with me. Hit the subscribe button. That's right. I appreciate you guys out there. Thank you so much. And also remember, over here, I believe in putting your behind where your heart desires to be. And whenever I leave my mother's presence, she always says to me, baby, remember, I love you, but God love you best. I love you guys out there. Thank you so much. And remember to love yourself in the process. And until then, I'm looking forward to seeing you next video. Take care of yourselves now.